Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your old man Jenkins from across the street. Nah, man, I'm just playing around. I'm just messing. But how y'all guys doing, YouTube? How y'all feeling, man? Right now, man. Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling good? All right, that's cool. I'm glad y'all feeling good. So, anyways, I wanted to make a little sad, unfortunate announcement that this will be my last ever tournament that I just played in. And yeah, I'm here to just talk all about it and just like a little vlog that I made over the weekend. I'm kind of annoyed I didn't go too much depth into it, but I have more vlogs on the way. And I feel like this will be like a good vlog to talk about. And I feel like at the end of this, it's like a deeper meaning at the end that I think like I could learn from and possibly you could learn from. But yeah, let's get into it. So, for context, this was recorded on May 3rd, and May the 4th will be with you. Nah, for though. I decided to not record Friday because Friday would have just been the same way as how it was in Canton. So, also too, like I can't really record that much in school. But anyways, me and Cruz, we got ready, brush our teeth, get our gear on, you know what I'm saying, attraction gear, and we go down the elevator to make some breakfast. Now, I didn't want to get no muffins, so I decided to get me like a little sausage egg sandwich. Was a sausage egg sandwiching? It was okay. 7 out of 10. It did its thing. The apple juice cranberry mix, that was pretty nice. I ain't gonna lie. And then the soy, like the little silk almond milk thing that you just seen. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good eats right there. That's good drinks. But anyways, I walked into Nexus Park. I was walking all the way down this empty hallway, and yeah, I had to get ready for my games, cause shoot, it's the last tournament. You know what I'm saying? I had to lock in, man. Like it didn't really click until like after these games. Like, dang, I got one more day after this. But here's where it starts.
But if you maybe possibly to
Chris Summers.
Chris Summers.
Appreciate it, man. And just like that, I'm taking my final steps as a 7-on-7 player going into Nexus Park. You know what I'm saying? Just looking around, just taking it all in, like, man. And it's funny though, like I started off my first tournament at Columbus, Indiana, and I'm ending it off at Columbus, Indiana. I feel like that was just a good way to go out. But anyways, here's the tape.
seatbelts, everyone!
So you're probably wondering, like, Chris, where's the rest of the game footage? And what I got to say to that is just that my mom, she usually records just me only, but I guarantee you, when the actual football season starts, I'll get all the highlights, like all the good stuff in there. But yeah, but what can I say about that game? That game, it was like we came off on a decent start. I'm not gonna lie. I played out of like 2 out of the 4 drives, I believe, and I mean, I did what I was supposed to do on there. Now you're probably wondering, like, what about the second game? Y'all had a second game, right? Nope, we didn't have a second game. The team, I think it's called like All We Got or something like that. They end up doing a no call, no show, so they end up forfeiting it and giving us the win. And then We ended up playing the last team. I don't even want to show all the clips because they did us bad. It was MSP, and they ended up winning like 38-14 or something like that. Yeah, man, it was just bad. We had like cancers on our team that was affecting what we had going on, and on top of that, we just like it just looked like we was just broken down, you know. And then Coach Ivy just brought it down to us like, man, he was just saying like y'all looking like a bunch of losers out here. Y'all just look like y'all want to lose. You don't look like real winners out here. And then Coach Solomon was just saying like we gotta be like more together, more brotherhood with each other. You know what I mean? The game is bigger than us. We can't be acting like we're bigger than the game. We all have a goal, and we all have to do it by helping out each other. You know, we're all in this together. We're all one. You know what I mean? And you know, and it's my last tournament, so it's like I had to take that up to heart. You know what I mean, man. So like, I ain't got no words for that. So after our games and the message that we had from the coaches, me, my parents, Uncle Quell, and Cruz went to go just chill out where Uncle Dre was at his little stand with his merchandise, and there's some pretty good merchandise over there. He had like little tags, he had socks, shirts, shorts, some good items. And the best one of all is these books right here, you know. Like these books I recommend you buying. You know, it's a really good investment that you should get. It helps you out for your mental, for any athletes out there who's just wanting to get better. I'll skim through some of the pages. I was gonna read the book this summer, but it's a pretty good book with a lot of great information, you know. And my uncle can, you know, talk about a simple topic for a bunch of hours while we do like 1,000 push-ups in a hotel, just to see if he could just break us mentally and try to make us better as men and athletes. But anyways, this book is a great book for you to get. I hope you buy it and read through it, man. It has a lot of great knowledge in there. And psst, Unc, I need some promo, please. Oh, hit the DK. hit like DK Metcalf.
We watched the movie and the girl said that like he was a coward.
That's been the word, I'm telling you.
Bruh, ever since she said it, bruh, like everything I'm hearing.
Every single movie.
Every week I hear a coward.
It was a movie we was watching and the little girl was.
These chips out of his bed.
You got anything to say? You got anything to say?
I'm finna cook and we gonna win the championship again.
Alright. So yeah, after that we chilled at that hotel for a little bit. Then we got in the car and we had to go right back to the Nexus Park for Cruz's 3 games, you know. It was a very cloudy day, but anyways, we got there to Nexus Park. I think Cruz only had to play 2 games too, because the same organization that like did a no call no show for our second game affected his game too. So he pretty much only had to play 2 games too. So we didn't really do much. You know, we still had our energy saved, and I only recorded 2 clips from the time we was in there. But yeah. Okay then. Alright then. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. This is cool what they did, you know what I'm saying? They was just praying before their games and all that. I really enjoyed that, watching that, because that's just something that you just don't really see amongst kids my brother's age. Oh yeah, that's almond milk. I'm gonna say it again. That's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That's some pretty good milk right there. Anyways, we was leaving and driving around, looking at the trees I was looking at just like a couple of months ago when I was at this tournament. We walked into Walmart to get more snacks, subs for dinner. Yup, I be munching on them Walmart subs, bro. Black Forest ham, Supreme. That's what I be getting on the side of that. What do I get on the side of that? I get like purple Powerade. I'm starting to like the lime Powerade too. Oh yeah, I took these little shots right here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just like that when I take pictures. I said that in the last video. Anyways, I was just walking around the hotel. We had like a meeting with the teammates, coaches, and all that. Just what we was thinking after our games. Yeah, that was about it, really. He up 4-1 right now.
Oh my god!
5-1. Oh my gosh. Run it back. Run it back. Woo! Woo!
Stop playing with me, bro.
Okay then. Okay then. Okay. He got a point. He got a point.
But guess what, though? He ain't get no more.
Oh, he came on top. He came on top.
I'm putting Bill.
Oh.
Wait, you're not a black person.
They in the black person soul. Hold on. Oh.
We won.
Ooh. Dang.
Stop playing, bro. Like, stop playing with me, buddy. I'll let you get the first 3. Come on.
Who gonna let you get first 3? That's nasty. Alright, that's 1.
When I get the first 3, I'm gonna win.
Cause you know all he needs is 2 more hits. That's 2.
Why do you keep jumping? That's
Alright, that's 3. He locked in. He locked in. Oh, lock, bro. Come on. Can he come back from a 4-0 lead? Oh. Oh, weave. Oh.
He didn't hit me in the face though. Nah, run that one back. You suck.
It's 2-1. 2-1 in the series. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty intense match right there, bro. I enjoyed watching that. I was watching that for like 10 minutes, but anyways, I had to go down the steps originally to get the towels before I got distracted. Brought them back upstairs, and then we was just watching my YouTube videos. My uncle, first time seeing my YouTube channel. I also showed him my vlog. He liked the vlog. I'll tell you that. He gave me some pointers, so I thank him for giving me the pointers. I'll definitely use them in future vlogs. So yeah, if you see my vlogs get better, just thank him. You know what I mean? And then after that, we just like watched the UFC fight. I ate my subs that I got from Walmart. I don't even know. I think I went to sleep early. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like really stay up that much because I had to just lock in for tomorrow. Cruz, how you feel about your team today?
Huh?
How you feel about your team today?
Good.
Think you gonna win a championship?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Well, so last tournament, yeah. Last tournament ever, last day of doing actual like 707 Club 707. If you ever see me do 707 in future videos, just know like I don't count the ones when I'm with my team, my high school team. I mean, I count the ones with traction you know. But anyways, I got my food, got my stuff. And crazy thing about it is, I don't know if I said this before, but Columbus was actually my very first tournament of playing, and Columbus will be my last one playing at, which I feel like that was a very fitting ending in my head. But yeah, anyways, here's the game.
Right here.
So, how did I feel after the game? After this game, I feel like I played pretty good. The flat routes killed me at the end, man. It was just like, just set up a pick just so like I could get bumped into by the running back. I think they ran that like once or twice, but it didn't really affect me. We ended up winning the game. It was a pretty close one. I gotta say, we kind of all looked sluggish out there. Even in this next game, like me and all my teammates, we just came out sluggish. But you'll see how it goes.
That's time.
All right, so we after that play, we ended up going into overtime, and I haven't gone into overtime in a minute when it comes to 707. But yeah, we ended up going into overtime with them because they kind of like led
downfield. They like it was weird because they put the receivers in for our team because better ball handling skills, just jumping up, catching the ball, and all that. But they kept on doing like crosser routes, doing short routes to move up the field. And some of our guys didn't know the play, so they ended up scoring. We ended up stopping them on the 2-point conversion when they tossed me out there. And then you get to this play right here. So this play, it's going to go through, right? Now y'all see the play happening. We end up getting a stop. This is like on 3rd down, I believe. But then they call a flag on us because they said I was holding. Now the guy who I was supposedly holding, he's like 6'5" and probably ranges around from like 200 to 300 pounds, man. No. I meant like 260, 300 pounds, bro. He look like an offensive lineman who's going to go to Georgia or something like that. And meanwhile, I'm like 5'8", 190. Like, now it's over talking to them. I'm like, what do you expect me to do? I have to be physical with them. I have to. And then we get to this play right here. Right away! All right, y'all. So I want to do like a little analysis on what's going on. So on this play in particular, I feel like we all knew, the fans knew, players, coaches, everybody knew the guy who I was guarding, the big dude who I guarded the play before, he was going to get the ball. So Harry, the one with the beanie at safety, he comes up to me. He said, "Hey Chris, we're gonna play a double team." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I had my mind set up on what I wanted to do with this play. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to set it up because I knew he was gonna do like a slant or he was gonna do a go. But I was banking on him doing a go, which I shouldn't have done that. I should have done like what I was normally supposed to do. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to set him up in a way to where if the ball is thrown up, Harry was going to come down with the ball. All right. So the play runs. The play goes. Right. I'm GMing him. He gets up. I'm running with him. The quarterback looking around. He's trying to go through his progression, but we already know who you're throwing it to. And see, I have him in an angle right here. Harry's already right there. See, now we're up on him, double team. He does a push off on me. So I flip around, boom, catches the ball right here. And then in my head, I'm like, see, I knew it was going to work. Bam, he got the interception. Now it's going to be our ball. And then, yeah, you're going to see my mom's face for a little bit of a second right here. Yeah, interception, blah, 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 blah. So, crazy thing happens right here. So, me and Harry, we start running, celebrating. Because I was happy. I was like, dang, I set that up. You know what I'm saying? I was happy. I set that up. So the dude, he starts running, like using all his speed, running at him. He grabs him up, like trying to smack the ball out, but it didn't matter though, because it's 3rd down. It really didn't matter. It was 3rd down. He grabs him up, and he's trying to smack the ball out. I'm like, yeah, there's no point in doing that. I thought he was going to stop. He keeps on grabbing onto him. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's up with him? And then all of a sudden, he just tackles him to the ground. And I'm like, all right, bro. So I stop. And he keeps on like tussling with him. And I said, nah, you ain't finna do that to my teammate. So I go in, I jump in, I start pushing, shoving, trying to get him off of him. Like I literally launched myself at him. And yeah, I don't condone fighting in sports at all. You know what I mean? Don't do that at all. But in this moment right here, I was like, yeah, you're not gonna mess with my teammate like that. So then after that, he starts getting mad at me and he was about to throw some swings at me. But then I get pushed over by some of his teammates. His teammates come in talking trash like, hey, you're not going to mess with my teammate like that, blah, 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 blah. So then we all start going at it. We in a pile. I don't even know what's happening. Because then I get on him. I try to start punching him. Then boom, I get pushed again. And now I'm on the bottom of the pile. And you know the bottom of the pile, they do you the worst. So I'm in the bottom of the pile. I feel my hair getting pulled on. Like I was getting so mad. My hair was getting pulled on. I wasn't getting punched at all. But then the big dude, he put all his weight on me. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Nah, I ain't finna let this happen. So I end up standing on my 2 feet. I got him off of him. I started hitting him and all that, trying to get him off my hair. And then my boy Yanni, he came in the way and he swooped me up out of there. Like, I don't even know what happened. As soon as the dude got off my hair, Yanni just came in, just swooped up and grabbed me. I thought it was one of the players. So I was about to start getting in with him. But it was Johnny. I'm like, oh shoot. I got mad. I was in tears. And it got real ugly at the end, like I didn't even play for the remainder of the game. Well, offense was gonna jump in, but it didn't matter. And what was I about to say? It was just like crazy, man. Like just crazy situation. Like it was just in the heat of the moment, emotions flaring and all that. And then I went over to Coach Solomon. Coach Solomon was just telling us like, hey man, like this is like what I just did. What he was just saying, like what he just did. That lets you know like he cares about y'all. That's brotherhood right there. That's like you're not being selfish. That's just like the game is bigger than yourself. The game is bigger than yourself. That all my teammates they start coming up to me, dapping me up and all that. All the fans they were supporting me and all. But then after that, I had to go to the bathroom to clear myself up after the game. We ended up winning the game in overtime, and then we was heading on into the championship. And the funny thing about it is, some of the players on the other team, not the one who I launched myself at, but some of the players on the other team actually came up and told me that I played hard and all that. And I was like, man, thanks for all that. At least there wasn't no bad blood at the end and all that. But yeah, I don't condone fighting at all in sports. You know what I'm saying? Just ignore any trash talk or whatever. Tell the refs about the problem so they can be aware of it. Let your coaches know about the problem so they can be aware of it. And so if you're in contact, go smack them. You could legally go smack them during a play. I don't know what to tell you about that. If they start talking trash, that's what I would do. But yeah, like, anyways, I'm having a yap session. Let's go ahead and get into the championship. So, you're probably wondering why I'm still talking to you guys right now. And the truth is that as a group, we never fully recovered from the situation since we only had about 10 minutes of break time in between games. I myself and the team were just sluggish in this game, which led to our opponent getting an early lead that we just couldn't catch up as time would wind down on us. Eventually, I would hear the last of fans, teammates, and family cheering for our squad. My last time calling the plays while showing the signals on the field. My last time guarding a receiver at the nickel or middle position. My last time running and covering areas with effort alongside my teammates. My last time going over plays with my coaches. And the last time I would ever hear a scoreboard sing with all its glory as we went on to face a dispiriting, disheartening, depressing loss in the championship game against our opponents 31-14, who came to prepare to fight for the crown. Although we didn't get the Disney movie ending like how we wanted to, I'm still proud of the team for all they endured during this last trip with each other. I'll even go as far as to say that this was just a near perfect ending to our story. I mean, come on now, let's just start off with the real. I'm a running back who plays at nickel or middle linebacker at these tournaments. The only training that I do for defense is whenever I'm with traction, so I barely get that much time to train at BB. But I still show that I'm a valuable player to use during these tournaments. I may not be as skilled as the next guy who trains at this position 24/7, but I feel like in a way, my willpower and my football IQ helps me compete at a high level, just like the next defensive player. A lot of our teammates weren't able to show up because of prom, or they didn't want to get injured before summer workouts, and much more reasons. We also had some players who were just being cancers to the team, which would affect us into our last game of the pool play before tournament play, who didn't even play during tournament play, which really hurted us. It could have
hurted us. But something changed with us overnight. Through the thin, we were able to fight to the end of the road. A lot of us are probably saddened that this is our last tournament that we'll play with each other or with Traction as a whole. My rebuttal to that would be, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Dr. Seuss. And what it feels like is the end is often the beginning. You know, every ending carries the weight of what was, but also the promise of what's to come. This chapter may be closing right now, but the story isn't even over, as our greatest and impactful pages haven't even been written out in ink yet. Now realizing that I've played my final game of 7-on-7 with Traction AP, I decided to tune into my brother's game, as his team was kind of like the rising stars in the organization. They fought hard all the way into the championship game. They even had a dramatic finish as well. But I'll let the video play out for you. Alright, thoughts on tournament play?
Turn play was good, bro. For what it looked like yesterday and today, a totally different team. So, way to fight strong. You know what I'm saying?
Cruz, what's your team finna do?
Win that championship again.
Alright.
5 times in a row.
Let's go, D! Stay with him!
Oh man.
Come on. We got it. Oh, dang, he got his gloves down. Crashing out.
Hey, at least I ain't gotta fluff up them pillows for Cruz tonight. Yeah. Hey, Uncle Dre, if you're hearing this right now, I ain't gotta fluff up them pillows, man. I don't know to tell you. Aside from the jokes, I'm very, very proud of our 10U Traction team. Despite them losing this battle, they still have conquest to win the war. They've worked their butts off all winter long, and this time they were building even more chemistry with one another and trying to compete against each other at the highest level they can. Man, when you watch them for like a little bit at practice or in the game, you can just see that this team has potential, and it's just waiting to come out. It's like putting Mentos in a Coke bottle. You put these kids in a great environment to compete in, an environment to build brotherhood, an environment to create self-esteem or confidence, an environment that can construct long-term positivity, even short-time positivity. Don't get me wrong, even the short-time ones. An environment to educate these kids not only in the game of football, but in the game of life and how to solve it. This type of bottle can help kids potentially just burst into ceilings, roofs, whatever you want to call it, that the person or other people probably didn't even think that they could reach until someone just let it out, you know? It's just kind of like the saying, you know, like reach for the stars, land on the moon, or reach for the stars, land outside the Milky Way. That's how I feel about it. And you know, the only way someone negative is going to stop this is just trying to find the cap to screw the cap back onto the Coke bottle. But you know, at this point, the Coke bottle is already about to burst, and at this point, the cap is long gone. The cap meaning just something that can just shut down these kids. You know, they've been working hard this whole entire time, and the cap is just gone. It's up from here now. It's really up from here. The Coke bottle's just going to explode out from excitement, and the screw's just long gone. They're just going to keep on rising, even go past the peak that some people might feel that is their peak. And you know, I get it. I know where they're coming from. These kids may be sad that they just lost themselves the championship game in the last tournament of the year. It's May. You know, they could have celebrated, posted it online, or tell kids about it in the classroom. I get it. You know, I understand all that. But if I want to be true to them, the truth is that there's nothing really to be sad about, if I'm being honest with them, because they have lots and lots of games left to go in their careers. If we're talking about 7-on-7 or contact football, or just even in a different sport in general, or we could be talking about education. They have lots of time to develop and compete mentally, spiritually, and physically for the next level, and the next level after that, or the next level after that. As my group finally hit our last destination at the end of the road for us, their ride just began, as they are just now going to see the whole world for themselves, make pit stops, take detours, and many more amazing things that they could do on their ride to success. They can experience those bumpy roads with obstacles that, you know, we may or may not have faced on our road to success, or the smooth roads that will bring them all satisfactory. All in all, they'll eventually reach the end of the road, just like us, as the younger group begins to start their journey and rev up their engines. They'll look back on the harsh moments that they face while they're building character and just building brotherhood among each other. They'll also even look back on the notable moments of achievements they made to the road to success, and the fun times that they shared with their teammates or coaches. At the end of them reminiscing about the ride, they'll rest back with a grin on their face and say, "Man, that was one hell of a ride." I would like to thank Traction and my uncles for helping me out every step of the way, even when I was, doing drills with a helmet and shoulder pads on, with a oversized shirt as a kid. I also like to thank my family for being there for me. This is Chris, LC Summers, signing off. Until next time, folks.
Down, set, hit, get to the touchdown. Set, hit, pump that arm. Way to recover, keep going. Ready to go. Good job.